moving forward, we are just a couple weeks away now from Endgame. I'm a huge comic book.
This is his wheel. This is his bag right here.
This is me. Like when I wanted to do a podcast, like I did not want to do a strictly sneaker podcast. There are things that I love more than sneakers. Two of them are films and comics. Like
and
literally.
When they meet, it's over.
Insane. So this is the culmination of 22 movies that I thought I would never see in my lifetime. Let me tell you guys a story. I lived in Sunrise, Florida.
Okay, I'm there.
Okay. I'm like 8 years old.
Okay, 8-year-old Rack.
It's well, if I'm 8, yeah, super early 90s, 91.
Okay.
It's a safer time for sure.
Okay.
Like I don't want anyone to make judgments about my parents. Like back then you like back then you had a bike, so you had a license to go.
Yep.
And dude, I wanted a Dino bike so bad. Remember those back in the day?
Oh my God, yeah.
Killer. Anyway, I did not have a Dino. I had the Huffy that looked like the Kawasaki Ninja.
I had the Huffy too.
Dude, anyway, I would ride that shit 3 3/4 miles to a comic book store. It was right next to a Winn-Dixie. I would pick up my comic books, bro, throw them in my backpack, get a couple packs of the Marvel cards because, like, you needed to.
Marvel cards were dope too.
I would have...
That was dope.
Dude, you know what's funny about this? Like, here's the punchline. Because I would leave there. I would go to Winn-Dixie. I would get from their bakery, like, early, dude. Back then, if your grocery store had a bakery, you were living nice. Right? It was like Entenmann's or bust back then. So anyway, they had live bakery. So I would get, like, a little brownie something with almonds and a Crystal Pepsi, bro.
Ooh, crystal clear Pepsi. Wow.
And in total, I would spend $5.
Yep.
It was like that then, dude.
Yep.
3 comic books, a Crystal Pepsi, a brownie with walnuts. I said almonds, but it was walnuts.
Yep.
Rusty on this memory, but it was like $5, and I would ride that shit home. And dude, except from like collecting and hiding lighters and knives from my parents.
Every kid goes through a pyro phase. It's a guarantee.
Aside from that was like my main mission in life, and trading comic books and whatever. So, but back then, I did that stuff on the stealth. Like you did not want the older kids on the block to know that you were one of those comic nerds, dude, or that you were trading the cards, bro.
That's crazy.
Or that you were excited for the hologram cover Wolverine, that one where the yellow cover is like slashed through by the claws and the freaking hologram showing. Like, you did not want people to know how excited you were about that stuff. So I legitimately, when I tell you, I legitimately never thought we would be here. 22 fantastic films in. I'm excited about this in a way that I don't know that a lot of other people can be. And not only that, Infinity War, like they nailed it.
Yo, that's a great movie.
They nailed it.
It's a great movie.
And so that you've got all these people sort of newly into these topics. They've, there's been some movies, Ant-Man 2, Thor 2, whatever, Iron Man 3. They're like, but
not
for
like
the
Winter
most
Soldier.
Dude,
Winter Soldier,
sick.
Fire.
But for the most part, they've gotten everybody on board. Yeah. So Fandango says Endgame 5 times more pre-sale tickets than Infinity War. Like this will very likely do $300 million opening weekend.
That's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
And Disney owns all this, right?
Yeah. And Disney owns everything except me.
Disney owns everything.
Dude, they own, I mean, if you think about it, ESPN, I think a part of Hulu, Fox now, huge, like, I can go on a whole tangent there, but I mean, they have the Fantastic Four back, they have the X-Men back. But this, I think one of the coolest things about Endgame is as I do believe everyone has said, Kevin Feige and the rest, that this like is a bookend. This will close. Like now you could buy the box set, the 22 movies and Endgame. That's a completed idea, and they'll move forward in some new direction. Yeah. So I just wanted to share my excitement. I wanted to have my OG moment. Like, you don't know what it was like to pedal 3.5, like, dude, uphill both ways.
Put work in for this.
Uphill both ways in the humidity of middle Florida, spend my last $5 on toxic Crystal Pepsi. I'm here.
And you would get the
I'm
little,
here
you
for
would
this.
get the little cardboard with the plastic sleeve. Just
So,
to,
dude,
oh, you got
a couple predictions though that I want to make. I think it's kind of obvious at this point that the energy that they started to harvest from the quantum realm in Ant-Man 2. I think that's going to play a part in
time
travel.
Oh
right?
my God, yeah.
And so my major prediction, something like I'm kind of hoping I'll see, is I don't want to guess. I don't even want to guess because
you know one of them's gonna have the power of the stones.
Dude.
It's gonna be like Tony Stark. He's gonna like build his own glove that can hold them.
Six original Avengers, undusted.
Yep.
6 Infinity Stones. So I'm kind of thinking,
ooh,
hey,
and they join forces and turn into Voltron.
Dude, imagine the Hulk trying to hold the Power Stone. And that, like, so if you're not familiar with comics, the Hulk is as strong as he needs to be. That's basically his power, right? Mm-hmm. So there's this phase in the Hulk called World Breaker Hulk, and that's in the comics. That's like the smartest or the strongest he's ever been.
Right.
And a lot of different things provoke that. He was tricked by the Illuminati, which was like a group of his friends, to be sent off of Earth. And he had a wife and a kid, and his wife was murdered. And he came back to Earth.
He was pissed.
Mad in a way he'd never been.
Right.
And so powered in a way he'd never been. And so I have this prediction, 6 Infinity Stones, 6 original Avengers. I think Power Stone in his hand. He's trying to survive that. As you know, if you
have to be
watched,
a certain kind of,
you have to be a certain breed to like raw just grab an Infinity Stone. And I think that's gonna Hulk him out to a level we haven't seen. I think he's gonna have a real moment with that. But back to the time travel thing, my big, like, that's all super speculative, right? Like, yeah, probably, maybe not, but that's what, total nerdgasm if it happens. I actually think, though, one thing, and I think that in the time travel that they'll utilize in this film, I really think they're going to put Captain America back in his time. Ooh. I don't think they're going to kill him.
Wow.
I think a lot of people are like, because, Chris Evans has said, thank you for being this, blah, blah, blah.
He's never been comfortable here. He misses that chick.
Dude, he misses the date with Peggy Carter. Yep. So I think he's going to go back and
call,
stay.
Man. Wow.
Stay at that very day before his date. Yeah, they won't have to kill him.
You can't kill him.
They can pull him back whenever they wanted to.
Right.
If that's the case.
That's a great call, dude.
I think a lot of the audience will be like, oh, cool. Like, so he's gone, so we might not get Chris Evans again. Right. So somebody else will, Bucky will likely become the lead Captain America. But he's in a good way, bro. They dropped him off like the day before that date he missed,
Yeah.
With Peggy. And maybe that sort of ripples or butterfly effect's a cool thing.
And other things happen.
Yeah, like they had a child or whatever. Like back in modern time, we'll have seen the effects of like hopefully a very happy life for him. I think that's my major prediction, dude. I've thought about it a lot. That's the one like I hope somebody else has thought of, and I hope that they'll really do.
I think the people at Marvel,
yeah,
they think of everything, dude. Because apparently they write these movies so far in advance. That they're caught up to like 2023. You know what I mean? They're like ready, dude.